work session is that, Kevin, would you like to go over?
No, we in a special meeting, I'll have those in special meetings.
You don't have it. I just want to know, if you want to tell us what we're doing tonight.
Oh, you want to know what you're doing tonight? Just the three changes. Three changes we talked about last week. The facade changes, the changing or taking out the 35-foot maximum on the RGs, and I was calling what was the third one?
The note to the establishment
Oh,
of
yeah.
districts where it covers the non-conforming lots.
Well, not the houses, yeah, with that. We covered the lots, but now the houses can be built to the older standard in that area. That's it.
And we do have some public that would like to speak.
Okay.
Maybe y'all ready?
All right. Would anybody like to speak on this? Please come to the mic, tell us your name and if you live in Calera, tell us where you live.
My name is Mike Turk, and I'm with American Wall Zone Supply. We're a wholesale distributor of building products, exterior products. I live in Alabaster, but two of my guys live here in Calera. They're regional guys for our company. And I guess our biggest concern was trying to understand why the board is trying to rule out some siding materials on the houses and how they came to the conclusions, and if there's any way we could try to sway that with alternatives. All vinyl's not vinyl, and I know low-end vinyl looks tough, but there's a lot of new things out there, insulated products and things that are more durable than some of the things that you guys approved for durability. And cementitious siding, that's kind of shocking, that's probably one of the more durable things out there, but that's being limited to 30% of the exterior. So we're just trying to get clarification and understanding, because, you know, and see if there's anything we can do to sway that or come back and show you things that may change your mind. It also gives your homeowners something more affordable in building that house with better warranty and long-term products. So there's a lot of things out there, and you've probably not seen a lot. Tim Loveladies with us, who is a contractor in this area. We've got the owner of our company, Fred Biddy. Jeremy Butler is a Calera resident, so is BJ Tucker. So we're kind of looking for your direction. They're trying to understand why the decision was made.
I wish I could answer that. That was before my time.
Sure.
So that would have to come from some of the older people, and I guess members of our board that might be able to comment on that.
But I'll get up in here. So we were trying to more durable materials. So brick was something Holly sought after, stone was something Holly sought after. We were trying to get away from like cheap vinyl products, and also, not hardy board, but what is this, is it hardy board? It's what Waterstone is built out of.
That's that cementitious side.
Is it? So it's just not the painting on it, it's not done.
I mean, it's, you have to upkeep it just like you would any other.
Sure. Just like
Yeah,
you
but
are
that
anything
one
else.
didn't last at all. I mean, that one, after a few years, started going down.
That would be based on whoever painted it
Yeah.
and finished it, sure.
Yeah.
Every product is different.
It is, I'm just saying, there's a lot of other materials out there, even in the vinyl. I understand they use, half of it's not put up correctly, we can help with that. VSI is a governing body of our industry, they have training courses, we get certification, things like that. Also with some of the newer generation of products, or even if they had a minimum of a thicker product on there, it will help hide a lot of the sins on the wall. You know, that would be okay too. And we can show you things, and you know, it's your leisure. But there's new products. There's insulated vinyl that's a D7. It looks like 7-inch exposure, but it's got a thick insulation behind it. We've had cars in our building at the office and not tear anything up. The new products are a fiberglass base with a copolymer blend, lifetime warranty on the colors, and good warranty, and labor warranties included. And on the vinyl side, I've got vinyl alone. Well, I've got the Ascent, which is a fiberglass product. But there are a lot of alternatives out there that are better than some of the alternatives you're offering, you know, and I get brick, people, they all can afford it, they don't brick their house, but everybody can, it's a significant difference in your budget. And, you know, and I'm trying to figure out on the remodeling side, I understand the grandfather clauses and all that, I'm not sure how it affects the remodeling. Is it somebody have to bring it up to standard if they're updoing their house, or can they go back with like materials on that?
If it's remodeling, they have to go with the new standards, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody would have to go brick a house or totally change everything they have.
If they did an addition or something, probably, yeah. And so, I'll be honest with you, like, I know that's one thing, I know, Mayor Graham, you had talked about at the last meeting, you had some pictures of some nice homes built with materials that we had, you know, things that we had not
Sure,
considered before.
sure.
So that might be something, you know, we sat down and we haven't really sat down and looked at all different types of, what this could look like with 30%, or if we did do, because I think one of the homes you showed, that white home, was that just the, cement
That
vinyl
was a cement-based siding,
side?
yeah.
Okay.
It was a cement-based siding.
It was like 100% almost, wasn't it? It had a
They
little bit of
they
brick.
had a little brick around the wainscoting, or a low amount of brick around the base of the house. That was very attractive, and I think that's what's kind of stealing some of this conversation. And,
Well, there's a lot of options too, even in fiber cement or cement siding, there's really three primary manufacturers. One of them you don't want to use, the other two are very similar. And I can get into that, I won't do that tonight, but there's a reason why. And not just because it's a Japanese company, they use fly ash, which is not a good raw material. James Hardy and Allure are the two biggest players in that. And it's like anything, it's got to go up right, got to be finished right. And a homeowner does have a responsibility. I'm a homeowner too. You do have to maintain your house. It's not going to go forever.
It's true.
But there are a lot of great products out there that are easier to use, easier on the budget, look authentic, and are durable. So I don't know if down the road, if we can somehow, you know, off-site or whatever, meet with you guys, show you something. I've got stuff in my car. I'm always ready. And, you know, you just, I'll be honest with you, and when fiber cement got it, and I'm not a fiber cement guy, we sell it, and I'm not a huge fan, but when that's one of the most durable things out there. That's why it kind of threw me off when they included that in there as well. You know, they can do all your horizontal profiles, they can do your board battens and all the board battens unfortunately become a very hot thing. But there's other alternatives, even in the vinyl and fiberglass product, that are more durable, better warranty, and help the price a little bit. And maintenance issues too, with a lifetime fade warranty of 3 units. It's barely visible with the naked eye. So, you know, I guess we're looking for direction from you on how we may be able to come back and present something to you, or even a much maybe anything. What can we do, or anything?
currently, you can use up to 30% on any facade, any facing side of the house. Vinyl,
Right.
or any
Or fiber cement.
fiber cement type of work, so.
So 3/4 of it, or 70%'s gotta be something else.
And we, in the last meeting, it was discussed to expand on what we would allow that to be, the 70%.
Sure.
And our conclusion, I believe, was a cement-based siding.
But you're saying there's other products that would be,
Yes, ma'am.
it's beneficial. So that would be probably nice for us to see that.
Sure.
I'm a teacher, so I don't have a whole lot of,
Sure.
you know about all those products and stuff. So that might be good for us to kind of see from builders some different options, because maybe this is too restrictive. And like Mayor Graham, like you said, the whole point of this is to do durability
Sure.
and to kind of get, you know, better looking homes.
Mhm.
But then maybe we're trying to push ourselves too much into a box
Sure.
and not allow for, because there are some really good looking homes that we can build. It doesn't have to necessarily be 70% brick.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of profiles, here's what we fight. Like Mr. Lovelady's always used a higher grade product. Most of the builders are gonna use the cheapest thing they can get, the cheapest labor, and we understand what happens with that, no matter what the product is. You know, taking up something to a mid-grade, even on a standard vinyl. I'll leave a bag of samples here with you today, where you can kind of go through, put your hands on, and I think you'll see. And I'm happy to come talk to anybody about it. If you've got questions, bring manufacturers in, whatever you need. And we just, you know, obviously, it hurts the consumer too, from a cost standpoint, doing things like that. It's more money to do it that way. And I understand you want, look, I got brick and stone in my house, and 3 sides of it are DSM. So I get it, different mixtures and all that, you know. But there are some beautiful products out there that fit, that I think you probably have never had your hands on.
I think that, I'm not wanting to speak for you, Brianna, but a bag of samples to a lady may not be quite enough.
Dangerous.
We may need to have pictures. I'm just saying, for example, you know, you like the picture I showed you, but
Yes, I do like some pictures.
somehow we gotta convey that to the world that, hey, this little sample product, whatever size it may be, when it's applied and it's done right, here's the look of the home. And I think that would help you to really kind of get a feel for it.
Well, and for all of us, because we all seem to like, you've mentioned some products, maybe not for you, because I know you've got some more experience, but some of the stuff here may not be familiar with all the, you know, all of the building materials that are out there right now that's available.
It's hard to keep up.
Oh, it is, I do it for a living, and I spend hours every week on new product, studying and learning, so I get it. My friend will tell you, when we started, you know, a lot of years ago, you had to know 2 or 3 things, now you have to do thousands of things, so it was a lot tougher out there.
And it's a shame that when we say, hey, you can't use vinyl, you know, or you can't use, and we try to restrict something from being used, just because, you know, we want to see something different than the all plastic look.
Sure.
So,
All right, well, if I'm hearing you, if we can get some pictures together, put a book together, that with that, with physical samples you can touch, would be helpful, at least to not slamming the door just yet.
I think that would be helpful.
Okay. What else can we do from our side? If we're gonna go work on that, we'll do that. Then I guess how do we bring it back to it? That's the question. Next meeting, you know, I don't know how you all operate.
You can bring it back and put it on the agenda for the next meeting, that we can look at it again.
Okay.
When is our next meeting in November? Because the 11th,
It'll be the 12th,
the 12th, Tuesday.
that Tuesday night.
Mr. Lovelady's got some pictures of a couple of houses that Kenny Cost built, so you can look at these. But, you know, with the products are only as good as the installation. And from what everything we've seen, the installation is part of the issue that you guys are seeing.
And just from my understanding, is that your concern is it's limiting, there's certain vinyl products that are now maybe superior than compared to what they used to be, and so they've upgraded. So you're saying the language, if you've seen it, I don't know if you have or not,
Yes.
it's restrictive to say blanket vinyl, because there's a degree of vinyl that some are up here and some are down here, and we need to be evaluated. Okay. Because originally, the language that we were gonna consider today was actually expanding. It was still negating vinyl, but it was expanding kind of the bigger list of things.
Sure.
It was adding to, not taking
Well,
away.
you look at Crane Board, which one of them, they invented a insulated product, so it's a thing, where you can drive a car over it. It's not gonna, other than wiping off the tire prints, you're not gonna have any issues with it. So I mean, high impact, hail, everything. And it looks at straight 7 or a D10 board and batten, which gives you a wider profile. Now the Ascend, which is outside, that's technically not vinyl, and because it's a fiberglass blend with copolymer. Very light, very stiff, it's got insulation behind it too, but it'll fit the new construction pre-J window, so it eliminates some of the finish issues. And I've got it on my own house, and I'll tell you, it performs. And if you pulled in my neighborhood and looked at it, you would not think it was not vinyl siding, but you think first it's fiber cement, except then you're gonna notice my walls are straight, and there's no gap in it to seams, because the way it's designed, it stacks the lots.
And I think that's where the education that they don't have, that we need to try to get to them, is the way we know fiber cement's gonna run with a studded wall if you nail it up, because it nails tight. Vinyl, you can float out the wrinkles if it's installed correctly and make a wall look like a piece of glass. But it all comes back to installation every time. It's not the product failing, it's who installed it improperly.
And if we can help from there, getting VSI involved, they're the governing body aside, and brand neutral. But they have classes that the guys get certified, they can supply you install manuals that you can hold them accountable to, because there are standards they're supposed to use.
Well, some of the vinyl is the durability is like keeping a kid with a weed eater off the side of the house. I mean, I know
Right.
that goes far beyond just a kid, I mean.
Sure.
And I've run around some of these places that we've had it on there in the past, and those never get fixed.
Right.
You find up with holes in the side of the house. So with the brick, 70% maybe too much, I agree, but with the lower aesthetics or something like that,
Sure.
I would be in some favor of that for more durability for the homeowner and keeping the loan folks honest, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chairman, if I could be recognized for a second, I just wanted to point out that the way we have this structured as far as how to change the facade is, in expanding it, we basically have a laundry list. And we are in fact expanding it beyond what it was before. So we added a few terms for your consideration tonight. If there are more materials that you want to consider, I think it is, from what I hear, handing samples, showing pictures, but it'd be very beneficial for us to get some sort of a list for your consideration to say, not only, here's a picture showing you this and that, but also if we get an email that can be circulated or whatever that says, here's 12 other things that we think you should consider. That way you could deliberate, consider each one of those materials so that we can decide which one of those should make it into your laundry list of what's allowed and what may not be. So I just want to, because I understand this has been probably very productive for y'all, but if we come to another meeting, another contractor with a different point of view comes in, I'm just trying to help focus in how do I put that laundry list together for you so you have something that's determinative that may not be subject to move every time next meeting we come in with something new suggested. So I just want to point that out to the chair and the rest of the board.
Well, no, we can supply a bunch of things, let you look at them, see what you're comfortable with, and go from there. Obviously, we're not gonna convince you on everything, but I do think there's things you haven't seen that you'll go, didn't even know that was out there.
And all of the board couldn't necessarily deliberate on each one of these. They could disseminate it, you could look at it on your own, come to the next meeting, and then you can have a discussion as to, check mark, discuss back and forth which ones you think should be included, which should not. Otherwise, it's kind of a moving target for y'all to really, nail those down, but I hope that that's helpful.
When you're talking about some of the vinyl product, do you suggest that we put a restriction on millage?
Probably. It would help, because what happens is they're all using the lower, thinner products. And really, if you go from a builder product to a mid-grade product, you got heavier locks, heavier butts, everything, better shadow line, stiffer product, better impact resistance, just because of the nature of it. And you might move the house, cost a few $100s. That's really, and I know the builders, they do what they do, but I wouldn't put builder panel on my house either, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I had mid-grade on mine until I changed it up. It's been up there 20-some years when I changed the new generation, And because it's evolving, it's crazy how much it's changed in the last 30 years, now the last 10. So we'll take whatever direction you give us, and put it into your hands what you want to look at, and be happy to do it, and hopefully we can move the needle a little bit.
I think the vinyl thickness in the millage would be a way that you could govern and require or accept a different product other than what we have listed, so.
Well, and you see the product side by side, you'll see a pretty significant difference in those, where you see a standard builder panel, which is a 40 mil, and then you jump up to a 44 mil. There's a lot more to it. Doesn't sound like a lot, but there's a lot more to it. Plus, you have a lot more options with colors. These guys have 26, 28 colors, base and lines. Plus the warranty. It gives you a lifetime warranty on the product. and that's important to the homeowner as well. If something happens, it's gonna be replaced, and it's not out of pocket.
There's just one thing I want to point out though, I mean, we called a special meeting because, we're trying to expedite this so we could get passed tonight, recommendation passed tonight. And it wouldn't make the next council meeting, but it would make the council meeting after that. And if you push this farther again, it's just gonna go farther down the road on council. It's
Kind of people waiting
My
for permits.
suggestion, my suggestion is to do what we have set forth tonight, but
Yeah,
to
revisit,
hear
revisit.
for me personally, let's revisit this subject matter and let's hone in. Let's not be rushed to make it to the next meeting, but get us some information, get us something we can hone in on quality.
But then too, I hate to us do something and then to go back in another 2 months just to change it again. So, I know that we have 3 things on the docket tonight. If we vote on we don't have to vote on all 3, right? Can we vote on the other 2? Postpone
Well,
one?
that one's what's holding people's permits,
Yeah, it's
that's
kind
the
of-
facade.
It's kind of the biggest one.
Could we adopt all these 3 and then amend
Yeah,
the
we-
product?
I mean, you can
Yeah,
pass.
be another,
You can,
Well, I mean, that would be another meeting and
Yeah.
You
when,
can,
yeah,
and then visit this next month if you want.
right, that's what I'm saying. We can still adopt all this, what we're talking about tonight. It's not gonna hold anybody back from what we were talking about at the last meeting. But what we can come up with the products that we have listed right now,
but it's not just the products, it's also the percentage.
well,
So then you're
Sure.
gonna be okaying homes now on this percentage to go back in a month or 2 to change the percentage. To me, why would you do that?
I don't think we're talking about the percentage, we were talking about products.
We didn't, well, we mentioned the percentage too, because right now it's 30%.
But if you move that product over to the durable materials, you can use it 70% of it. The only thing that would be the 30 is what you put in the other
And 70%.
as an accent.
70% is just the minimum. I mean, it's not, you do the whole house.
this is a nice look. We got a little brick down low.
Well, that's kind of one of the ones we were talking about where, that's the board and batten now, and most of the house is board and batten. And I agree with, sir, I don't know your name, but I agree with you 100%. If you come around the bottom of every house in Calera and you build a little bit of brick up where a weed eater's gonna hit and do like a roll lock, and then you can do siding from there up, I think that's golden. That's your meal ticket out of that.
Yeah.
But like, Mr. Lovelady's done your pavilion over here across the railroad tracks, it's all done in vinyl products. You guys go by there and look at it, it's beautiful. He does a great job. Yeah, the bathroom's in vinyl, he did it. And when it's installed properly, that's what you get, a job like that. But these guys that are just nailing it up, they're not understanding that the product is a live product. It expands, it contracts, it has to be nailed a certain way. You guys could bring in and say, like when you gotta do electrical work in Calera, you gotta show a license. All right, so BSI certification is a governed body of how our products are supposed to be installed. So when they're installing vinyl, you can say, hey, you gotta be BSI certified. And that is true in a lot of cities that you have to do that, so you can do that too. And the mill thickness that Mr. Graham was talking about, that's a game changer. Going from 40 to 44, you'll get a way better job, better looking product, prettier product, more colors, lifetime warranty, all of the above. But a lot of homeowners don't know that a lot of their siding products that are nailed too tight to the wall that are wrinkling, that might have came from us, they actually had a lifetime warranty when they installed it improperly. But because they installed it improperly, they ain't got no warranty now. So everything we sell, we try to sell with a warranty. You don't want to go buy a brand new car and not have a warranty. So when you put siding on your house, most of our products are lifetime, life of the home. Tornado hit the house, house burned down, whatever. If it's Mother Nature not covered, everything else covered. If it messes up wrinkling, as long as it's installed properly. But your deal on the brick, I like it. The little bit of brick around the bottom and then siding off that, it's gonna help everybody. So I like that, but the 30% would kill us, like on the quantities on vinyl being used in the city of Calera. Because I mean, we've been selling siding in Calera I've been with Walls on 21 years. I delivered siding here when I was a kid. So we need to keep selling siding. And we need to make sure that we're taking care of the homeowners. We want to do that too. Let's use a better product and then let's hold them to some restrictions. And it's not hard. They can literally go online take these courses, pass it, and then they get a certificate. And then I forget how many years it is, that was 3. But
It's
I think
every
they,
2 or 3 they got researched.
they gotta re-up it, but they can do it all on a computer. They don't have to drive to Texas or drive to Florida, they can do it right there and get certified. And they've gotta read it and gotta understand it before they can pass it.
And we can bring BSI in and run training as well for
Yeah.
them if we need to do that. And it's like the insulated product, crane board, it's literally, the warranty is lifetime of the structure. It's not the original homeowner, it's not there. If it's installed properly, it's all there for the lifetime of the structure, unless it's condemned. So, and those aren't the things that are, traditionally talked about. And even the corners of those are insulated corners, by the weed eaters, hit them and all on that. It disperses the impact, you don't have the same result. And it might not be the perfect answer, but I think there's things there that at least get you to take a look at, give us some feedback as well.
Can I say something real quick? I'm all in favor of the thing we've got tonight, and getting it down and moving forward. But I'm also, it may not be popular, but I don't like prohibiting building materials. I'm not a fan of the percentage. My house is all vinyl, all 4 sides, and it eaves and soffits and everything. But like on our street, we've got 14 houses. They all used to be masonite. There's 9 of them now that have covered their masonite because it was getting bad with vinyl. And for $300 a year, or buy your own pressure washer, you got a brand new looking house every year, where there's still some people out there rocking masonite and it don't look good. What you're gonna have in neighborhoods like that and other places is folks can't afford $8,000-$10,000 to paint their house every 7 to 10 years, and it's gonna look terrible. You can, some of those cases, if they got vinyl on them, that's it. But it's not gonna be in your, estate houses, it's gonna be in some other ones. But I'm good for going with what we got tonight, but I'd like to see it where people are free to use the building materials they want to, and there's gotta be a better way as far as policing how you want things to look. And I do agree, a lot of this has to do with installation, because you've got some painted houses out there that look great and people keep it up, but some people just can't afford to put that money in it all the time.
And I also wanted to just add, if you don't mind, there was talk about you could, or you could at least consider trying to require people to be BSI certified. It may be a better course, if you want to consider that, to require that it met some sort of, this organization BSI's standards, as opposed to requiring people to be certified, because that could be more restricted and a little harder to enforce it. But I don't know anything about the organization as far as what their standards are, whether you consider those. But requiring that they be certified to a certain standard is a little different than maybe requiring that they be built to a standard, which I think is a little easier for defending it, to make sure that it is evenly applied and not overly restrictive to any sort of a trade. So that's my only 2 cents about that.
The BSI keeps all this online, vinylsiding.org. It gives you so much information, including proper install methods, so you can actually check, you can pull up, look at it, and make sure they're doing it to standard. You direct us on what we need to get in your hands, or where you want it, or how we need to do it, we'll do it, and then we just ask your consideration, that's all.
I think we'll come up with something that was more friendly for all of us. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right, I'll bring the regular meeting to order. Do we have any more discussions of topics for tonight?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank y'all.
Kevin, so before, was it just 30% of the entire home, and now we're going to each individual wall as 30%?
We passed that last year.
Yeah, was it 30% of each?
Now it's every individual wall.
Okay, I was just wondering
That
why that was
language.
in red.
That's from the last change, I think.
Okay.
That was just cleaning up language.
That's what I thought. So the biggest thing tonight is the materials that are listed.
Yeah, basically all we're doing is adding cementitious siding as durable material. That's it.
That's what we're doing.
Could you say that they have to use durable materials and then give a definition of durable materials and not list them specifically?
Yeah, 'cause Greg brought that up.
Where you're not limiting,
Yeah,
because
just-
lists may grow
Reword
of what becomes durable.
reword it and just say facade has to be made of durable material, and then have durable material as a definition.
And I wonder how the subjectivity of that.
Well, you could word it. Again, I'm just talking off the top of my head. You can do things like, you can do a definition, this is a durable material, including but not limited to these. Therefore, you're not excluding anything that's not listed. You're still leaving it open to materials outside of that, but you can at least describe and give some sort of guidance to someone reading the code or the section that, as to what is considered durable. And then you can leave it open to, but then you would be open to interpretation as to whether their material met or did not. And
Then you have to police that. Then you have to get into that issue.
so there's pros and cons for
Yeah,
it all.
that's-
If you do a laundry list, then it's clear to everyone what is and is not required. If you do a definition, people are going to go, well, of course, my sun-baked mud brick, is durable. So I mean, there's pros and cons to either way you do it. But you could consider the hybrid of including but not limited. List all these out. It kind of gives you, both the advantages of both and kind of the disadvantages of both if you do it that way.
Kevin, what's seen in other, like, neighboring, regulations as far as, the materials, like how they list them? Do they do something like that, like, not an exhaustive list?
I mean, I haven't seen really anybody that's just an anti this or anti that, and certainly not anybody that's like, you've got to roll brick house in discussion,
Gotcha.
It's kind of us, really, too. That I've seen. There might be some others
Well,
out
I am open to what Mr. Lynn said, because a lot of the materials, even the ones that we don't have, ones not listed here, I'm open to us looking at pictures, and even looking at materials to see if, like you said, we do want to create a list, or at least have some ideas of what we're constituting as durable, and the look we're wanting to go for. Because there's a reason why we did make those changes to our regulations.
But I mean, I gotta keep going back to, tonight we're just adding some extra siding. I mean, we can
Gotcha.
definitely discuss that another day.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
My comment, I'd just like to make one comment on this, Chairman, is, my main concern is that, when a person coming to this community or move here, have a house built, or buy one that's already been built, if they're like most of us, they don't know what, they need somebody need to have a guideline to know that this house is gonna look very, the material gonna hold up for a lot of years to come. When this, I gotta say, a lady or a man, if you come about a house, you don't know much about the material. You don't know what he's getting, it may be. And so we have a responsibility to make sure that the best materials is bought to protect that by our citizens. That's my number one focus. And then on this, with the brick, I've been here for a lifetime, so, and I've seen, our subdivision, been serving on the planning zone for a long time. I can say, I've been in some of the subdivisions that's maybe 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years old. And I can see, some of the deterioration of the exterior of those houses. Then I can look at the subdivisions like, I do Daventry, for instance. Those that have most of that small RG homes, but all brick. And they look almost like they did, and they've been built 30, how long? maybe 30 years, 25 years, and they still look good. So it's really not, to me, it's not a comparison. The brick is gonna look better, but I do understand there are new materials out there now that they can hold up as well as brick. But I haven't yet personally myself seen anything that hold up as well as brick.
Any more discussion? Do we have a motion?
We're gonna go for these each separately?
Yes.
Okay. We gotta do each one of them, so, okay. We're talking item number one. And put it up there, Kevin, which, I don't know. Who's driving?
It'll be changed, yeah, go down a page, James, up.
Too far.
A little bit more.
There you go.
There you go,
Yep.
that one right there. All right. So, do we have a motion to accept item number one?
Yeah, I make a motion to accept the language change for the facade, right? Is that the number one?
That's
Okay.
Have a motion, have a second.
I second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let's go to item number two.
So the second's gonna be the special provision for the, pre-February the 6th plat, where we'll put that verbiage in there that covers that the house can be built back as it was to the neighborhood,
And
with the exception of the facade.
not just built back.
Yeah, it could be built,
Like size,
Yes.
Size.
size, everything,
Square
except the
footage,
facade.
setbacks.
but not facade.
The
But not
facade would have to go by
Facade goes
what you voted tonight.
Is that in there somewhere? I'm sorry, I'm
I believe it is.
Yeah, says for any residential lot platted before
Yeah,
February the
last
6th,
line.
all zoning requirements as outlined in the zoning ordinance passed on October the 21st, 2017 shall apply with the exception of the building facade regulations. This includes, but is not limited to, livable floor area, setbacks, and other relevant standards. Building facade requirements shall adhere to the current ordinance as adopted on April the 15th, 2024, or any subsequent amendments.
Right, I make a motion.
We have a motion,
Got a second?
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The next one is
Yeah, that's just, all that does is take out the 35-foot,
Parking,
yeah,
okay.
or max, 35-foot maximum.
35-foot maximum.
Maximum.
All right, okay. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to accept the change.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
And just for y'all's clear, that it doesn't change the parking, that's to allow for those 4 parking spaces, is what that's for.
All right. A motion to adjourn.